the offense anytime he wants. In the early part of the season, he was doing that maybe too much to Mark Few's liking. Now he's a much better Gonzaga offense.
They get it. That worked out really well. Miles knocks it down. Duke Miles. That's his 40th three-point field goal of the season.
Porter Moser told us yesterday we have to make 8, 9, maybe 10 threes in this game. They get a first one on their first possession.
You saw that name, Blue Cane. Keep an eye on it. You heard the guys just before our game talk about him. He's a very, very tough player, good shooter. And a hard drive that goes up and in for Georgia.
And now trying to get Georgia to its first tournament in 10 years. Needless to say, that would put this program ahead of schedule. Godfrey backing in. The former Clemson Tigers goes to work.
Was the second leading scorer and the top rebounder. Jordan Pope's been quiet recently, and it's the first career start for sophomore Devon Pryor because Tremont Mark is out with a back injury. Meanwhile, for Georgia, Silas Demery, the point guard and the second leading scorer, he's been playing at a very high level. Good defense as well from Blue Cane in the first half. Kaluma on a mid-range shot, no. Lawrence clears it. Georgia by 14, and they push. Lawrence feathered one in for Godfrey, plus a foul, and Georgia in
ACC tournament. Missed all of postseason and pretty much missed almost an entire year of basketball, but decided he wanted to be a part of this team that has some special things in front of him. Here's LeFew.
Good transition defense by Florida to jump all over LeFew, who is looking to get himself back on track from that three-point line.
Perhaps a nice bounce pass underneath. And R.J. Godfrey
shooting the basketball right now.
Entry pass to Godfrey, just muscles it past Mark.
Made by Florida, though. Thinking that we're going to give that up, if anything.
Abson grabs that rebound. Little circus shot from Clayton would not go. Demery's been quiet here offensively in the second half. Bounce pass to Abson. To a cutting Godfrey, he throws it down.
Down a little bit in the half court. I think Bruce Pearl's probably going to go back to just running some of his man-to-man looks.
This is a Georgia team which is playing its 7th game this calendar year, 7 out of 14 against top 10 opponents. They have been through an absolute gauntlet. It continues with number 2 Florida up next. But for a team on the bubble, a huge opportunity for the Dogs. Fadeaway bank shot with the left.
Missouri mixes up their defenses as much as anybody in the league. Mitchell with a rejection. Return to sender on the first offering. The second one, though, R.J. Godfrey must.
Team's offenses, they're pretty good.
Already 12 points on the board. We played a little over 3 minutes. This is Newell, the freshman phenom, projected to be a lottery pick. To Godfrey, big to big. Godfrey carves out some factor they don't need him to be. So on any given night, there's 3 or 4 Missouri Tigers that can lead the way in scoring.
Yeah, I like this move because until Georgia gets better against the zone, why not stay in it?
Absolutely. So Georgia can dissect it a little bit better here.
See if they can get the ball into 10. Godfrey in the middle. Or see if Newell maybe flashes. There's the soft spot. Good things should happen now.
And they do. Good call.
Has been in double figures 7 times. Hasn't really shot the ball that well in SEC play, but now he's made 2 from bonus land.
Well, we're right back to another tie, and we've had several ties and lead changes already in this game. Kane lobs it up to Godfrey. Godfrey takes it right in on Mitchell.
Solid defender. Smart play, and then he took the first bump, and then he established himself for that second bump.
Blue Cane, Silas Demery, R.J. Godfrey, Dylan James in the starting lineup tonight, and then the sensational freshman, Asa Newell. As Georgia gets on the board first.
Right, it's not pretty yet, but when that ball's on the floor, he's got guys diving.
That was a long half-court possession for Texas A&M. Georgia finally gets their hands on the basketball, and R.J. Godfrey goes up and knocks it home. Taken away by Demery. Matthews chasing him down, as is Nwoko, but Godfrey's there for the foul.
Offensively, got beat.
Hubbard wide open. No good. Godfrey the rebound. Georgia trying to tie it up here or take the lead. Been a while since they've had a lead in this one. And they're tied up.
It's going to be a turnover, but he stayed with it.
Godfrey cuts and jams.
Sherrill, career high 10 points in the first half. He begins the second half on the bench.
He's been solid defensively in a reserve position down low as well.
Bama into the first half on a 6-0 run. And that'll help from Godfrey. Georgia in search of its first top 5 win since 2004 against Kentucky. We'll have to mount a pretty sizable comeback on the road in Tuscaloosa. Godfrey counted in the foul. He embodies Nate Oates' blue-collar approach.
He's a player that for Alabama, if you're going to win a tough game, you got to have Diabate on the court.
Godfrey trying to get tough in the paint and scoops it up with a right.
Rebound opportunities.
Newell. Full rebound for Godfrey, counted in the foul. And
Hunter Dickinson from Kansas.
Yeah, pretty good company, right?
CMB goes 2 for 2, and it's a 14-5 Georgia lead with the ball. Nice pass inside. And LeFew brings it back out and resets. Here's Godfrey. Turnaround, good.
I've said this several months now. I think he's evolved into a more well-rounded, complete player. Here's the same 1-2-2 that Florida had a lot of success with on the road.
Yeah, this baffled the South Carolina team that has struggled at the point guard spot. LeFew trapped in the corner. Probes the baseline. Great pass to Godfrey. Hanging. Completely under-recruited and said, I want to get that man to Gainesville. They gave him the offer shortly thereafter, and he wound up making the decision to play for the Florida. Asa Newell has finally scratched the scoring column. A follow-up dunk. Maybe that'll get the freshman going a little bit.
Now, if you're Todd Golden, you do not want to fall into the bad shot selection habit.
Still want to be all gas, no brakes, right? Godfrey.
Yes. SEC, South Carolina led for 39 minutes and 59 seconds before falling essentially at the buzzer at home against Florida. Let's see what's in store tonight here in the Natural State. Georgia with the opening possession in the road black uniforms.
It's a Georgia team that only makes 5 3-point shots a game in conference play, 25%. They are rugged in the paint around the rim.
On cue, R.J. Godfrey. And let's see what happens in our second half. And for Georgia, should point out, too, a chance for a quad 1 victory tonight. Arkansas ranked inside the top 60 of the updated net rankings. Of course, that's a living, breathing mechanism, if you will. That can always change, but beat a team in the top 75 on the road. That counts as a quad.
Off the leg of Davis. Proper call.
Dakota LeFew without a point tonight, averaging over 11 per game this season. Dogs still lead by 9. Godfrey up and in, and the response.
Running on that baseline, one side to the other.
Got caught in the air.
He had nowhere to go, Roy. Just keep the offense moving, make the pass, and trust the offense to continue in flow.
R.J. Godfrey, a strong finish.
Auburn, I think the way you do that, and I've been saying it all game, because if you attack the basket, you either get layups or you get to the free throw line and stop the clock as well.
DeWolf thought about it, decides to put it on the deck.
Good pressure by Auburn.
A lot of denying the ball. Shot clock's at 5. Godfrey with the scoop at the rim.
Georgia native is going to be that guy. I think he's the one that steps up his game the most in the absence of Janai Bloom.
Godfrey was calling for it on the block. Now they get him a touch. Banging. One-on-one. That sky hook. Back-to-back.
Connected well when it comes to switching and communicating. All action away from the basketball. Godfrey. Another little jump hook. Of Cade Phillips once again on the offensive glass and doing the rest with the hammer.
Best offensive rebounder on Tennessee, working through a shoulder injury. We're all tied up here at 14, under 10 minutes. Going hard and strong is our
opening tip here in Athens, Georgia. And it is the Bulldogs who have won the tip. First possession here of the ball game. Coach, what are you looking for here early on?
I'm looking for Georgia to really try to get the ball inside and get good looks. They've dominated people inside the paint and rebounding the basketball.
R.J. Godfrey inside. Coach for Georgia, Mike White, was concerned about the letdown from his team. When you beat the 6th-ranked team in the country in Kentucky, sometimes you feel good about yourself. He even stopped shoot-around at one point and had to tell his guys, we need to bring the energy up again and be ready because Oklahoma can play. There has been no letdown from the Bulldogs to start this game. As the shot clock's at 5, they go inside to R.J. Godfrey. Double-teamed, hook shot, and it rattles in. Up ahead, running the floor. Garrison can't finish. A lot of point-blank misses for Kentucky early.
Both teams had settled down offensively and see if they can get into their rhythm.
Pick and roll, look out. As R.J. Florida, and his 3 goes.
He has a sweet stroke, textbook form, 6'7", can shoot it with deep range, very efficient.
Largest lead of the game for Kentucky, now up 4. Godfrey inside, and all
6'1". We just talked about how not only does he shoot it, but he can get to the lane and make tough shots.
Same starting 5 for the Georgia Bulldogs, all 14 games this year. Blue Kane, Demery, who was a freshman All-SEC a year ago. Tyron Lawrence, the transfer from Vanderbilt, along with R.J. Godfrey, and the freshman. Already 6 boards for the freshman Newell.
And there's Newell right there. Can they get it to him?
Boy, a mismatch down low with Jalen Murray guarding Newell, who's 6'10". Godfrey on the drive. He's able to get it past Bowl and get it to go.
He got a call, the illegal screen on Newell. They're working those officials, but he's going to have to keep working here. Try to get this thing evened out.
So you got between Tinch and
I
the
did.
big O. Oh, my gosh.
I remember had a hand in each of their chests and said to myself, what am I doing? I have a family. What am I doing?
Here's Lawrence to Cade. R.J. Godfrey out high. Back to Lawrence. Jones goes out to get him. Godfrey's open with a 2-hand flood. He and Jarvis doing great work there. But had Jonas not gotten that job, Mike White wanted Jonas to be his associate head coach. And you've been on both sides of this. What that says to me about the lack of ego or concern, right. I mean, that just spoke volumes to me for Mike White.
Yeah, Coach White, when everybody asks me about him, I say it all starts with he's a great human being. He's a great person. And then we'll talk about coaching and the rest of it there. But obviously, outstanding coach.
Krosky. Jones faces up against Godfrey. Little sky hook, misses that one. Rebound to Asa Newell. So Georgia can cut it to 10 with a 2. Lob and a big jam from RJ. When I was doing Georgia radio back then, reading those lineups, saying all those Georgia hometowns like Albany and Statesboro. Here's Surreal. Montgomery. 10 to shoot. LeFew. RJ Godfrey. 6 on the shot clock. That little hook goes in off the square. That's his second.
Godfrey kind of seeking the charge more than Jones out of control. So that's tough when you're Jones. There's 2 fouls on you right there. You feel like, goodness gracious, I thought I did the right thing.
50-50, both go against him. Here's Montgomery quickly attacking behind the back feet. The hesitation and jam from RJ.
Bolden on the drive. Shot rejected by Newell. Newell leads the Bulldogs with 12 blocks so far in the first 10 games.
Bolden made a good move to the rim just to use his left hand. Went right back where Newell's standing. It was an easy block shot for him.
Opening 2 minutes, Dogs out to a 6-0 lead. Ball goes to Godfrey inside and one. Georgia basketball, they've got starters Godfrey and Newell, Lawrence back on the floor now along with Demery.
Little three-quarter court trap by Buffalo. Again, just trying to change looks, try to disrupt tempo, do anything they can to try to get back in the basketball game.
A lob from Godfrey. That was intended to be.
That's great action right there. Just get him isolated one-on-one, get the weak side defense busy over there, not paying attention to rotate over to help. Get Sable going a little bit.
Around the screen, Demery on the baseline pass to Godfrey. Nicely done. Kane straight on 3, way off the mark that time, but the rebound by Newell left it short. Georgia gets it back again, and Godfrey muscles it up and in.
Patience is exactly the word you're going to look at from Jacoby Coles. He knows how to play the game, does a really good job of getting the shot that he wants, and you see he's able to do that with a beautiful post-up move and the soft touch.
Coles averages 16 points a night. Nice move inside by RJ Godfrey.
In the half court, they make sure to get the ball to move from side to side to get a clean look.
Blue Kane, weak side rebound. Here's Tyron Lawrence, the former Commodore. Kicks it back out to Godfrey, now around the perimeter to Blue Kane. Nice pass, Asa Newell, bounce pass underneath, and the flush from RJ.
Now that's just phenomenal basketball.
Very valuable presence, scoring double figures in his first year with Georgia. He's got the loose basketball here. Georgia on the move with eyes on extending the lead. Oh, killer crossover. Bounce it to Godfrey. Yes! Point. Georgia, 33% from the floor in the second half. Notre Dame right around 50%. There's a high percentage look. RJ.
I think he's going to be on campus here in Athens for a long time at all.
You know, remember, he spent a portion of his childhood living in Athens. So, you know, when he signed here, he goes, boy, it's nice to be home. I don't know if home, like you said, is going to be longer than perhaps a couple of semesters. He's certainly looked at as a lottery pick. Couple of exclamation points.
These guys have proved that they can be impact defenders, but can they do it every single game will be the difference for this Bulldog team.
I think Kane's a very good rebounding guard for the Dogs. And then you got Newell and Godfrey. Alley-oop. I'm a tailback and a center guy, so I like to run the football and pound it inside. I'm a dinosaur. Right. But yeah, if you were 6'11", you were down on the low blocks, but the European players coming over, stretching things out. I think about, say, Dirk Nowitzki. There's another lob, same play, high-low to perfection. Newell the guy.
Which is right around the corner.
Newell. Another offensive rebound. Newell with those long arms feels like he can just keep anything in play. Godfrey banging down low, gets the roll.
Wow, no place for the weak.
Making that 3 is what got him open inside. His shot fakes, his jab steps, his hesitations, they're all very sound and they all look real. It gets the defense to jump.
Lawrence awaiting a screen. He got it from Godfrey. Now on the roll to the cup. A wild shot. It went in for Godfrey.
At the buzzer. Holy cow. Dylan McLean with his second tray. Georgia back quickly with R.J. Godfrey, who answers into a rhythm as well. Sae, 2 forward for 3. That one off the mark, and a rebound there by Lawrence. And another strength here for Georgia. Lawrence at 6'4", Demery at 6'5". Good size for those guards. Blue Kane at 6'5".
No doubt. It makes it difficult for the opposing team to get shot. That last shot just got challenged late just because of length and size of the Georgia perimeter.
R.J. Godfrey with the move. Great head fake and finish.
You and I have had this conversation before. The best Georgia teams of our history, modern history,
yes,
have been what they look like is 6 or 7 kids from the state of Georgia, from all over the state. 1 or 2 out-of-state kids are high-quality players.
How about that move?
Same starting 5 the Dogs have used all season long to the 3-0 start. Newell spins, floats, misses, but the tap in there from R.
The mental toughness to just take that one and drop it. Big 3 for the Dogs.
Well, Coach White said he is confident those shots would fall for Kane eventually. Georgia Tech turns it over. Bulldogs chance to get it to double digits as we approach the 4-minute mark. Lawrence goes up, dumps off Godfrey, count it.
Smith, a sophomore, he was on the all-freshman team out of the A-Sun a year ago. And just watching it shoot around today, there's a nice entry. And R.J. Godfrey from Silas Demery. Finish Kane, so 4 starters. Newell, the floater, got caught in between. R.J. Godfrey!
Absolute bully play there. Just need to create enough man movement to create open opportunities, and they feel as though they can make enough of them.
It's a little 1-3-1 we're seeing here.
Yeah. Just stymie the Dogs a little bit. Just the zone. So far they have. We're down to 10 seconds. Ball hasn't gone inside of the free throw line, but all it takes is one pass.
R.J. Godfrey with the finish. He is having a Smith. Holy smokes. Love this kid, number 4.
Definitely not for the faint of heart. Continues to attack, get downhill. Being guarded by a much larger player in Silas Demery, but he has no fear, as you mentioned, Eddie.
The shorter players, they've almost always been the shorter players. They learn how to create shots.
Yeah, without a doubt. Just an inherent part of their skill set.
R.J. Godfrey, good move against Murphy in the two-handed dunk. Murphy. But Smith loses a hand.
Another one.
Another turnover. The big man with the alley-oop. Slam dunk. Arch. Help as well from Deshane Montgomery as the season moves along. And again, for this UNF team, they are just loaded with scores.
Yes, they are.
5 players averaging in double digits as Newell goes out to Demery. R.J. Godfrey backing in, little baby hook, crawls over the front iron. He is feeling it tonight. That's 15 here tonight.
Yeah, great offense beats good defense. Georgia there had him there in late clock, sliding, playing the passing lanes. Did a good job of forcing as hard of a shot option as they could have.
Sometimes you play great defense and it goes in. There's Godfrey again with the finish, and R.J. Godfrey with 18.
Continuing to build upon that double-double. Georgia looking to get a good shot here. Been empty the last couple possessions.
R.J. to Dakota LeFew. LeFew guarded by Oriole. Diachok tries to poke that one away from Newell. Now it's Kane with 5 to shoot. Kane feeds Godfrey in the circle. The bank is...
Know who they can depend on for perimeter scoring, microwave scoring there. They got that.
Great seal there by Posey, as Marcus said. And I think getting back to, as Kane will drive, I love the pace of this game, by the way. For the taller players, it can be easier to defend, easier to board in high school. How about that hook from R.J.? Triples and now the old-fashioned three-point play. And you know he's going to be a good free throw shooter.
Absolutely. He played at Cowley County, which is a great junior college basketball. Those teams out there, Independence, all those, Hutchinson and Kansas, that's a night in, night out. You're playing some great teams, great players.
It's a 3-point lead for Georgia. Here's Godfrey up strong. It hangs and falls. Eagles.
Yeah, Cameron thought about pulling up, but he knows Demery's got 2 fouls, so we'll go at him, right? You know he's going to back off his really high basketball IQ play right there by Cameron.
Heady play indeed with Demery. High post pass to Godfrey. Mark's trying to work it now with Dylan James. And a power move underneath again from
court.
Here's LeFew off the entry for 3. This one's going to be short. Georgia gets the offensive boards. That's Godfrey. He's all over the place. His dad wore number 42, and he's very proud of number 10. RJ, spin move. How about the baby hook and the kiss? Step back from Lawrence. Here's Newell down the left baseline. Turnaround won't go. Godfrey up strong. He finishes this time. Great play in.
You convert it. Godfrey's right there to clean it up. Go to your strength. Go to your size.
And how about adding a steal to it and a thunderous two-handed slam?